Leo literally couldn't give an F about the refugees. It's Flanagan's baby. There would be a huge amount of work required to get it over the line. So, Taoiseach, I will ask you, will you show the people in direct provision that your friends and your government colleagues don't just see refugees and asylum seekers as moneybags emojis? November 2019 was the 20th birthday of Flanagan's baby, and there have been many reports about the need to change the system for applicants for international protection here and calls to end direct provision. It was December 2019 that the Interdepartmental Group on Direct Provision reported to the Minister for Justice and Equality. The group was to review the implementation of our obligations under the European Reception Conditions Directive. One of the report recommendations was that applicants for international protection be accommodated in short-stay congregated reception and screening centres and then moved to permanent state-provided or leased accommodation centres. This is at odds with the more recently published report on the advisory group on the provision of support, including accommodation to persons in the international protection process. This advisory group was chaired by Catherine Day and submitted its report in September 2020 and recommended ending the congregated and segregated accommodation of applicants for international protection and providing own-door accommodation sourced through local authorities within 3 months of an application for protection. Which report recommendations do you plan on implementing, Taoiseach? When will the white paper be published for us to review? Perilous experiences of direct provision during the COVID-19 pandemic, a report on the Irish Refugee Council was published. It outlines the chronology of key events and shows that you were asked that vulnerable people be moved out of cramped direct provision accommodation on March the 22nd. On April the 23rd, the annual report on direct provision by the Ombudsman was published. By the 8th of May, advocates and organisations were calling for the closure of the Skellig Star Hotel in Carrigsveen. By the 19th of May, there were 171 cases of COVID-19 reported in 13 clusters in direct provision settings, and the following week, the Oireachtas COVID Committee looked at congregated settings. By the end of July, the residents of the Skellig Star Hotel were on hunger strike to highlight the inhumane conditions there, and it has been reported that there were approximately 1,600 people still in shared bedrooms in August of this year. Also in August, we learned that the Department of Justice is using resources to examine social media posts that are critical of direct provision. This week, it has been reported that 2 healthcare workers have been denied leave to remain in Ireland despite having worked in nursing homes throughout the pandemic. Taoiseach, on the 1st of November 2020, the Sunday Independent reported that a mother in a direct provision centre claimed she was locked into her bedroom without food or access to care during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic while awaiting to be moved to the Health Service Executive Isolation Centre. And also this week, I've received a call about an alleged issue with a direct provision centre in Donegal, where a pregnant woman was trying to access transport for a hospital appointment where she lives way off the route. So, Taoiseach, my questions to you are, will you immediately grant leave to remain for any frontline workers who have been putting their lives on the line for during the COVID-19 pandemic? Which report recommendations do you plan on implementing, Taoiseach? The Catherine Day Advisory Group report or the Interdepartmental Group
Deputy.
report?
The time is up.
Thank you. I would urge you to look at the excellent work of Catherine Griffin. She helped set up the social enterprise Recruit Refugees Ireland, designs and sells indirect provision T-shirts for Massey, and is running another fundraiser, DIP or Donate, which will provide laptops to residents of direct provision. There are many volunteers, advocates, civil society groups who are trying to make a difference to the lives of asylum seekers here. Pringle Communities Against Racism also recently did a winter coat drive. They knew that coats were needed because they spoke to people in direct provision. The Sanctuary Runners project is also a great initiative in community solidarity, integration and respect. And they know what asylum seekers mean because they actually talk to them. Will you commit to implementations of the Catherine Day Group? And will you state here clearly on the record today that the actual interdepartmental report will not be used and the Catherine Day's report will not be used as cover for the implementation of the interdepartmental report?
Thank you,
because
Deputy
that's very
Pringle.
important. Thank you.